Hello again. We are still following the steps taken while writing our task. We are still in step 3, where we say how to plan the things, to plan the ideas. This is the sub point of that. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take your stand if required in a question. If required means if the question is opinion based or the question is opinion discussion based. Anyway, if it is opinion based or a part of the question is opinion based. Second, I'll see how to find out how many paragraphs have to be written for that particular sections, and ultimately we'll try to see and understand the overall structure once again, right? So let's start with how to take our stand in the task. So there are 3 conditions I'll talk about. The first one is if you have equal number of ideas to support and oppose a statement, you will write partly agree and disagree. You don't have to write really. I mean to say you have to take a stand. That means partly agree or partly disagree. Now, how will you come to know about your condition 1? You will come to know about your condition 1 based on your ideas which you have planned or which come to your mind at the time of planning, right? So what I mean to say, if you have got equal number of ideas for aspect 1 and the same number of ideas for aspect 2, so your stand will be partly agree or disagree. The condition 2 is if you have more ideas to support or less ideas to oppose or vice versa, right? For example, for one aspect you have got 2 ideas, for another aspect you have got only 1 idea, then your stand will be strongly agree or strongly disagree. So that was condition 2. Finally, if you have the ideas only to support or oppose a statement or whatever is given, in that case, your stand will be completely agree or completely disagree. So it totally depends on the ideas that come to your mind at the time of planning. What you can see clearly here that at least you should have 3 ideas, at least, whether in support, if all are in support, or in opposition. In any way, at least you should have 3 ideas. But if you want to take this stand, in that case, you should have about 2 equal ideas for each paragraph. I have already shown you the graphics, if you can recall. If you can go back and check them, I'll just show you here. But if you can go back and check, I have discussed the details with these graphics. I have tried to tell you that how many paragraphs in what cases. So go back to the videos and try to understand it again if you're not clear of it. There are some smaller points, like we have already seen one example where completely agree was the stand which was taken, right? Opinion is only given when it is asked for. I mean, it is repeated. If it is not opinion based question, please never take your stand. So never say I agree or I disagree, right? Now, how many body paragraphs has to be written? So again, number of body paragraph depends on your planning. So, your planning is so much important. You can see that. So again, there are 3 conditions. In discussion type question, 2 or 3 body paragraphs are possible depending on the number of aspects being asked, right? So let me show you again the graphic. The graphic was so vivid, right? So discussion type of, here you can see number of body paragraphs can be 2, 3 very rare, because generally they don't ask 3 aspect in any questions. But if that happens, you can write 3 paragraphs or 2 paragraphs depending on the question, right? So that's 2 paragraph. You have 2 paragraph here as well. If you partly agree, means 2 for both stand, and most of the time you have 2 paragraph here again. Okay, so again I'm going back. So that's case 1. Discussion type question, you can have 2 or 3 body paragraph are possible depending on the number of aspects. Let me again make it clear to you what are the causes, effect, and solution. So there are 3 aspects, so rarely it is asked, right? Okay, the second one is condition 2. If you completely agree or disagree, I have just discussed that. In that, or you strongly agree and disagree, most probably it is always recommended to have 3 paragraphs. Let me again take your focus back on to the graphic part so you can see it's opinion based questions. If you have got 2 equal ideas for each aspect, agree, disagree, advantage, whatever, if opinion is asked, in that case you have 2 equal paragraphs. If again 2 ideas for aspect 1 and 1 idea for aspect 2, so that is 3 paragraphs. And if you have 3 ideas for aspect 1 or aspect 2, in that case again, so if in short, if you have 3 ideas for whatever aspect, in that case you have to write 3 paragraphs. On the other hand, if you have 4 ideas, 2 for each, there will be 2 paragraphs, right? Condition 3 is opinion discussion type question. Each aspect of discussion will have separate body paragraph, that's for sure. And number of body paragraph depends on the opinion you take, like completely, strongly, or partly. So you are writing 1 body paragraph for discussion part, you can't do anything. So maybe it's about what are the causes and do you think this is the right solution. So you can't do anything for what are the causes, and you have to write 1 complete paragraph at least with 2 ideas, right? But for the opinion part, I would suggest you to always take any 1 stand so that you can just prove that point in 1 paragraph. If anyhow you are taking 2, like you in a discussion part, once you have finished with 1 paragraph and in opinion you are saying I partly agree, there's a problem because the band descriptor says that you should have a central idea addressed in each paragraph. So in that case you have to write down 2 short paragraphs, so 1 big paragraph, 2 short paragraph for the opinion based. Perhaps a bit of problem. So I'll again show you the graphics. Perhaps you can see here 2 ideas for 2 aspects for discussion part, right? So 2 ideas means that will be 1 paragraph. And if you talk about your point of view, means the opinion will be taken in the conclusion part. This is especially for discuss both the views and give you personal viewpoint. Otherwise, in most of the cases, 2 ideas each for opinion and discussion. When I say 2 ideas each for opinion, I mean to say better you should take only 1 stand. You say yes, I agree with this, and then you have 2 ideas in 1 paragraph to prove it. That's a better option. But in no way I am saying that you cannot take the second stand. You can take it. Perhaps it will affect a bit the size of your body paragraph. In that case, you should write less in the discussion type so that equal size of paragraph should be there in your writing, because that is known as a well organized part. Okay, let's try to look in the end of this video overall structure to, and this point I already told you each body paragraph must have a central idea. So you should not take, although it has been recommended by many people I have seen, that at first write down the negative and then write down the positive in the same paragraph. But this is what band descriptor says, the official band descriptor, and I would love to go with the official band descriptor rather than going with the varied opinion by the experts on YouTube, right? So this is your overall structure. Try to understand it. It will sort out the problem for you, right? So you can see there what is the, if you're writing 2 body paragraph, it will be like this. So first introduction, it should take about 5-minute time. You should write about 30 to 50 words. Let me tell you, these are not the thumb rule. These are recommendation you should try to follow for the academic writing, right? Then first body paragraph, if you have 2 ideas for supporting and 2 ideas for opposing, or if it is discussion type like causes and effects, in both cases you have to write about 100 words. It should take about 10 minutes time for you. Same is in body paragraph 2, and conclusion should be 30 to 40 words, 3 to 4 minutes. And never forget this part. I think this is the heart and the blood of the entire writing part. The remaining 11 minutes time should be divided between planning and revision. Ideally 5 to 7 minutes for planning and 4 to 5 minutes for revision. Please try to manage this time. This is very important for you. On the other hand, if you're writing 3 body paragraphs, for example, you strongly agree, so agree, agree, disagree. If you strongly disagree, 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 agree. If you completely agree or disagree, agree, 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 disagree. So agree doesn't mean that agree. Agree means anything, advantage or whatever, right? So in that case, that should be like this. And you should try to understand that. You should try to follow it. And you can see one line is always skipped after each paragraph, right? I hope now you have understood the format. You have understood how many paragraphs should be written. You must have understood how and where to take stand when you're writing opinion-based topic, right? So that's all from this video. Thank you very much for watching it. See you very soon in the next video. Bye until then.